Welcome to the Ricky Mathews Show, where we celebrate every single day the people who are working so hard to make Mississippi such a great place to live, work, and play. I hope you're having a great Monday. Looking back on last week, wow, what a great week it was for coastal Mississippi and Mississippi for that matter. But Cruising the Coast, this showcase event, I think I call it the king of events in Mississippi. This opportunity to take people from Waveland all the way over to Moss Point and every point in between, and showcase each of the cities that make up coastal Mississippi in a way that we can really help people understand the unique sense of place that exists in each of those cities. No, there are very few places in America where you can go and have this wonderful drive down a beach like we have here with an unencumbered view to the south, and these amazing live oaks, the tree-lined Highway 90 or Beach Boulevard. What an opportunity to showcase and to bring people to coastal Mississippi at a time when traditionally this is not necessarily the biggest part of the summer season. So, another record event, an amazing opportunity to brag to people from all over the United States, and frankly, some from outside the United States, and say to them, come back again, even when it's not Cruising the Coast, which many of them do. That's one of the beauties of it. Hey, listen, if you missed my conversation last week with Paige Roberts and Emma Benoit, I would really encourage you to go take a look at it. We talked about the very difficult issue of teen suicide, and Emma is a suicide survivor and has gone on a mission to talk to people about what was going through her head and what she's learned as a result of it, the importance of being vulnerable. And if you missed that, I would really encourage you to go take a look at it. There are so many important lessons there. All of this comes on the heels of a string of young people killing themselves in Jackson County, and Paige and the people around her are really focused on what we can do to save lives and not let just an immediate concerns kind of come and then be waned. They want to keep it going. They want to keep the education going, and I really want to encourage you to go take a look at that if you haven't. Every parent should watch it. I can absolutely assure you that. So now let's shift gears and move over to my new friend Kevin Bishop, who is the Deputy Administrator for the Workforce Development for the Mississippi Department of Rehabilitation Services, and an organization that I've learned a lot about over the last 3 years, talking with their Executive Director, Chris Howard. And I'm excited to have the opportunity to get to know Kevin better. He's from coastal Mississippi, and he actually works for the department from down here, which I think is exciting. Without any further ado, let me welcome Kevin Bishop to the Ricky Mathews Show. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing good, Ricky. How are you today?
Well, I'm doing really good. Look, we're going to talk about why October is so important. It's a National Disability Employment Awareness Month, and we'll get to that in just a second. But I wanted to first really, tell people a little bit about you, where you come from, what it is you do, and a lot about the department, which is doing incredible work all across the state of Mississippi. I was thrilled to learn that you were actually from, born and raised in Pascagoula. You live in Long Beach today. You're working down here on the coast for the department, but it's been a great journey for you, hasn't it?
It has been, Ricky. I've been working with the agency for over 32 years now. I was very fortunate coming out of the University of Southern Mississippi to do an internship with the agency, and then from there was able to get employment. That employment took me off the coast. I had to go to North Mississippi and do my time in North Mississippi for a year. But I have worked my way back south, back here to the coast. I have salt water that runs through my veins. I've got sand between my toes, and I can't be happier than being back home.
So do I, man. So do I. I once you spent time in paradise, you definitely want to come back, and thank God you made it back here. So let's start with this. We'll talk specifically about the effort you're involved in with workforce development. Before we do that, let's talk a little bit more about what the Mississippi Department of Rehabilitation Services is all about.
So the Mississippi Department of Rehabilitation Services works with individuals here in Mississippi who have disabilities. Now, we have all types of services that we provide. I work on the workforce development side, so I work on the vocational rehabilitation side, trying to help individuals find employment in the community. But we also help those individuals who need financial help. We all know that people get disability checks that aid them in life, and all of those referrals and all those individuals actually go through our office for our examiners to examine their work and their cases to see if they are eligible for those benefits. We also have another office that works with individuals who are more severe and even possibly severe enough to be in a nursing home. We help those individuals stay in their own homes. We provide home modifications. We provide ramps to get into their homes. So it's to actually allow them to be with their families in their homes and not in nursing homes, which provides a savings to the government at the end of the day. They're not having to pay so much into the nursing homes. We're able to help these individuals at a fraction of that cost to just stay home and be home. And like I said, on my end, I work on the vocational rehabilitation side, working with those individuals who want to go to work, who are able, their disability still allows them to work. And we provide all different types of services to help them find that goal, that employment goal they want, that career that they want.
It's fulfilling. You've done it. You said 32 years. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've worked my way through from being an evaluator, working with clients hand in hand, working my way through management to the point that now I'm fortunately get to sit here, but I do have to go to our head office in the Madison area and oversee statewide operations for vocational rehabilitation.
There are, in 32 years, you've seen a lot, but there have been some incredible success stories that have come out of the work of your agency. Do one or two stand out to you?
Yes, sir. We've had a partnership with Sephora makeup company for several years, and they have a distribution center in Olive Branch in North Mississippi. And several years ago, we started a partnership with them, trying to work, working with our clients to see if they could go and work there, basically doing a pick, pull, and pack of products. And so we got that going. We've had several individuals who have gone through that program. Before COVID, we probably had placed over 100 individuals at that location. People with disabilities who were able to go to work and be there every day. And one individual does stand out to me. He was about 50 years old back. This has been 5-6 years ago now. He was right in his early 50s, had never really worked, had always been told his whole life that all you're going to be able to do is janitorial or housekeeping type work. And he was still living with his parents. He had an intellectual disability. So we were able to work with him at Sephora. He got on as an employee of Sephora and is still 6 years later, still an employee there. But he has moved out of his parents' house. He's got his own apartment. He has his own independence now. And one of the things that we've watched and learned over all this time is you have parents who have children with disabilities, and they're looking to the future, wondering what's going to happen when I'm gone. What's going to happen to my child? Well, in this situation, this individual has found some independence. He's working daily. He's making a salary. He's got a career. And he's living on his own, has learned all these skills through this this partnership that we've had with Sephora. So it's an outstanding story. And he plus several are still there, even through COVID. Sephora lost several employees, like a lot of people. But a lot of our employees who with disabilities are still there, even through the weirdest time of our lives. So.
Yeah, I remember my conversation with Chris Howard, this opportunity to take someone who probably weren't aware actually of their potential, and the opportunity to work with them and help them find their untapped potential. And by doing that, they feel better about themselves. They want to work harder. They become committed employees. They become incredibly loyal employees, don't they?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Like I said, this individual's been there for over 6 years now. And we'll talk about this a little more in our conversation, but people with disabilities, a lot of them have never worked before, and the opportunities to work never have come. When they come, they grab them, hold on to them, and they will be the most loyal employees that an employer will have. They will be there on a daily basis. Just some stories from Sephora. And some of our other employers, when there are holidays or when there are days that production's down and we need to send people home, these individuals don't want to go home. They want to come to work, even on holidays. So they're very excited about working.
That's great to see. You know, I when I was at the Sun Herald, I was on the board for Goodwill Industries in South Mississippi for like 10 years.
Yes.
I was chairman for several years as well, and you know, came to appreciate how when you give opportunities to people who may not necessarily believe that they can achieve their goals in their life, when you give them the opportunity, they oftentimes will exceed your expectations. They oftentimes will do that. And then when you think of the role that you guys play in rehabilitation and training and all the other stuff that you do, it can be a match made in heaven for a business who's open to it. And that's one of the great things about October, that we have this National Disability Employment Awareness Month. And we'll talk actually more about that when we get on the side as we continue our conversation with Kevin Bishop from the Mississippi Department of Rehabilitation Services. We'll see you after this break. Welcome back to the Ricky Mathews Show. I have my friend Kevin Bishop, who's the Deputy Administrator of Workforce Development for the Mississippi Department of Rehabilitation Services. And so many cool stories to tell. Again, you've seen so many success stories over 32 years. You know what I've seen, Kevin, is that when you know who your stakeholders are and you communicate with your stakeholders and you form partnerships with stakeholders, amazing things can happen. So you guys have worked hard to kind of tap into business. You've worked hard to communicate with people who may need these services and help them realize their potential. There's a lot there, but the department really is hitting on a lot of cylinders these days, isn't it?
Yes, sir. We are definitely getting involved, making sure that we are involved with our community, with all our partners including employers, school districts, even hospitals. We have a program called Project Search where we are partnering with school districts, with employers, which right now the majority in the state of Mississippi are hospitals, but we also have Keesler Air Force Base, Columbus Air Force Base, where in the last year of a senior's high school career, their last year, they come off-site to one of these locations and do 3 internships at a hospital or at one of these other employers, to learn skills, to learn job skills, to learn specific job skills. And at the end of that rotation, those 3 rotations, most of these, and I'm thinking here, this last year we graduated 70 students, 60 of those went to work pretty much immediately, had jobs immediately. So those partnerships that we have with all these businesses pays off for our clients tremendously. But some of the other services that we do provide on the vocational rehab side is, you know, we're doing a lot of hands-on training, like I mentioned Sephora earlier, where we were putting them on site, the Project Searcher on site, but we also provide training with partnerships with the community colleges. Community colleges have so many different types of employment and skills gains and skills trainings that we partner with them. We will assist an individual to go through those trainings if that's the type of work they're looking for. If they need to go to college, we help them with that. Partnering with a college, we help pay tuition, we pay books, we can help with living expenses, anything that we need to do to help that individual reach their ultimate career goals. So we do all types of stuff.
That's awesome. It's almost like you make it hard not to succeed if they have a will. Hey, listen, one of the wonderful, I say this often on my show, that the conversations I had with Mary Graham from Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, I really enjoy touching base with her because she defines what it's like to touch base with partners. And when you consider that over 50% of the students at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College now are non-traditional education, that just shows you how serious they are about workforce development. They've got some decent jobs that are paying 6 figures. I mean, it's the kind of work that they're doing is connected with how to succeed in life. And not everybody should go to a 4-year university. Some people can make what they want to make after 2 years of great training. And the fact that you guys have tapped into those programs, that's just kind of a match made in heaven, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I was actually in a meeting with Mary Graham a couple of weeks ago. We were Chris and I were able to actually meet with the presidents of all the community colleges across the state to talk about our programs. So we're hoping to drill in a little deeper with them. But some of the meetings we've been in recently, yes, the community colleges provide so much opportunities that not everybody needs to go to a 4-year college anymore. These jobs that you can get, diesel mechanic is highly sought after in the state of Mississippi right now, and you can be very successful in that role. And the community colleges are leading the way in the training there, and we can partner with them to help our clients go through those types of programs.
And the fact that you're helping to accommodate someone with a disability, potentially paying for tuition and helping with living expenses, that's got to be music to Mary's ears, because I mean, she's all about touching as many people as she possibly can.
She's an amazing individual. If I had half the energy she has and dedication to just the community itself, I would be so much better off. But she is definitely, and I'm actually an alumnus of the Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, or junior college back when I was there. But so I'm proud to see what they're doing. They are leading the state, I believe, amongst the community colleges. But a lot of our community colleges are stepping out and doing things that they didn't do in the past, and they recognize the need in the community.
Yeah, I am too, incidentally. I'm a proud member of the Alumni Hall of Fame at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. You're right, it was junior college back when I went there on the 2+2 program that was so popular back then, still somewhat popular today. Hey, so anything else you want to say about services before we talk about the significance of October and this awareness month?
Well, anybody who's interested in our services, if you're a client, if you're an individual with a disability, if you have had difficulties finding employment, if you've had difficulties getting services, reach out to us. I'm going to give a quick phone number, if that's okay. It's 1-800-443-1000. Call that number, and the person on the other end, just let them know who you are and what you're looking for, and we'll jump in and help you.
1-800-443-1000 if you have questions. So that's be a good one to write down. 1-800-443-1000. October is a real opportunity to create awareness around all the work that you guys are doing, and it's you do take advantage of this opportunity to tell as many people as you can about what you're doing, don't you?
Yes, sir. We are blanketing the state with the message of employing people with disabilities. As I stated, I work on the vocational side of things. This is our bread and butter right here. So we are now in October, the National Disability Employment Awareness Month, where we want employers and we want clients, we want people with disabilities to also understand that, we're here to help you go to work. But for the employers, we're here to help you make those connections with a population that's just not represented in the employees across the state. 80% of the people with disabilities are not in the labor force. And that's a crazy number. That's 8 out of 10 individuals with disabilities are not working. And so we're trying to bridge that gap here to let employers know that this is an untapped population of individuals who will be some of your hardest workers, your most loyal employees. They will change the environment and culture within your business to the positive. It's amazing to see when we get these partnerships and we get these individuals in employment, what happens.
Yeah, it is really important, man. The employer gets to see this employee, realize his untapped capabilities, his untapped opportunity to make a contribution to the company. As we said earlier, their dedication and loyalty to the company is off the charts. And as you just well pointed out, other employees watch that, and it helps overall employee morale. How much? What more of a win-win can you describe?
I'm not really sure. This is of course, I'm in this every day, but it's a win-win, like you just said. To see what you get loyal employees who are going to be there every day, and so statistics that we see, there's a 90% retention rate with people with disabilities. You do not see that with people that don't have disabilities. Right now, we're facing in our own agency people coming and going. It is hard to keep people employed, and I'm not sure where they're going or what they're doing. but to keep people on the job has been very difficult over the last couple of years. Individuals with disabilities, they're just working right through that. They continue to come to work every day, and they're there. And like I said, we talk about changing the culture. I think one of the biggest problems, or one of the biggest, approaches that businesses have, that there's probably a fear of hiring somebody with a disability. You're wondering if an individual can do the work, if they're going to be able to meet the standards that you have, or somebody going to get hurt. What we have found that's not the case. Again, these individuals are there every day. They meet the quotas that are there on site. We are also involved with those individuals as an agency. If they were one of our clients that come to work for you, we continue to follow up and be there if there are issues. We can help with assistive technology. If the job itself needs some type of accommodation, we can come and help you with that as a business. But the culture inside, you have this fear when people start to come. We've seen this a lot in our project search, where the business is like, yeah, we want to do this because we know it's a good thing, but you can tell they're hesitant. But by the end of that cycle, by that end of that school year, we usually have a celebration, a graduation. And I honestly believe a lot of times the employees of that business get more out of it than our clients do. They are celebratory. They are excited. It changes the culture within these businesses, and it's amazing to see once you get involved, helping individuals, move forth in their life.
So the disabilities you guys deal with are a wide range of disabilities. So you've got a little bit of experience in just about every realm. So if anyone has any questions about any of this, you can call 1-800-443-1000. And they'll help you sort of get your arms around if you're someone who wants to work, who has a disability, or if you're a company that wants to accommodate people with disabilities. Either way, they're there to help you. Hey, listen, it's been a pleasure to spend some time with you, Kevin.
Well, thank you for having us, and thank you for supporting us throughout the year.
You bet. This has been Kevin Bishop from the Mississippi Department of Rehabilitation Services. When we come back, we're going to be visiting with my friend Hunter Dawkins. We'll see you after this.